Good day mga ka-insights. For this video, we'll talk about how to compute any percentages of 25, 50, and 75 within seconds without the use of calculator. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and you are free to comment about this video. So enough talking, let's do the computation. So for example, how to compute any percentages of 50. So let's start with 50, like 9% of 50, 17% of 50, and 23% of 50. So I'll give you time to compute for the percentages. Okay, so computing 9%, 17%, or 23% of 50 is the same as if we're going to compute the 50% of 9. Okay, we know that 50 is half. What is half of 9? So that is 4.5. Okay, so 4.5. So if we're going to compute any percentages of 50, it is the same as computing half of the rate. Half of the rate. So just like half of 9, that is 4.5. Okay, so the 9% of 50 is 4.5. How about 17% of 50? What is 50% of 17? Half of 17 is 8.5. Okay, 23% of 50. What is half of 23? That is 11.5. Therefore, 23% of 50 is 11.5. Okay, so that is how to compute any percentages of 50. Now another set, let's have 36% of 50, 64% of 50, and 89% of 50. So same process. Instead of computing 36% of 50, we'll do the reverse computation. So what is half of 36? So half of 36 is 18. And 64% of 50, what is half of 64? That is 32. Therefore, 64% of 50 is 32. Now, how about 89% of 50? So, what is half of 89? So, that is 44.5. Thus, 89% of 50 is 44.5. Okay? So, is that easy? Yeah. Now, let's have another set of percentages. We have 27.8% of 50. So this time, the rate has now a decimal part, and 54%, 54.3% of 50, and another, we have 72.9% of 50. Now, how to compute um, the 27.8% of 50 without using a calculator? Same process, we'll get the half of 27.8. So what is half of 27.8? So we know that half of 27 is 13.5, and half of zero point 0.8 is 0.4. So we're going to add 13.5 and zero point 0.4, that is 13.9. That is 27.8% of 50. How about 54.3% of 50? Okay, what is 54.3% of 50? So another technique in getting the ratio and getting the quotient of the decimal part, consider the decimal part as a whole number in order to get the quotient easily. So 54.3% of 50. So what is half of 54? That is 27. Now half of zero point 0.3. So let us consider zero point 0.3 as 30. What is half of 30? That is 15. Therefore, that is 0.15. 27 plus 0.15, that is 27.15. Therefore, 54.3% of 50 is 27.15. Okay? Now, let's have the 72.9% of 50. Same process. get the half of 72. What is half of 72? That is 36. And half of zero point 0.9, that is 0.45. Therefore, 72.9% of 50 is 36.45. Okay? So, that is how to get the any percentages of 50. Now, let's go to the computation. The computation of any percentages of 25. Okay? Just like 7% of 25, 15% of 25, 26% of 25. We know that 25 is half of 50, meaning that is half of a half. If we're going to apply the same process, just like the previous process, but we're going to apply the process twice since that is half of a half. 25 is half of 50. Now, 7%, that is half of 7, that is 3.5. We're going to divide the half into another half. Okay, that is 1/4. 25 is 1/4. What is 25% of 7? Or 1/4 of 7? So that is 7% of 25. So half of 7 is 3.5. Now we'll get the half of 3.5. That is half of 3 is 1.5. Half of 0.5 is 0.25. So 1.5 and 0.25, that is 1.75. So that is the 7% of 25. So 15% of 25, same process. We're going to get the half of 15. That is 7.5. And what is half of 7.5? Half of 7 is 3.5. And half of 0.5 is 0.25. Therefore, the 15% of 25 is 3.75. Now, 26% of 25. What is 26% of 25? Half of 26 is 13. And what is half of 13? Okay, that is 6.5. So that is how to get the any percentages of 25. Now let's have another set of percentages of 25. How about 43% of 25, 68% of 25, and 93% of 25? So what is half of 43? So half of 43 is, that is 21.5, and get the half of 21.5. So half of 21 is 10.5 plus half of 0.5, which is 0.25. So we have 10.75. That is 43% of 25. 68% of 25. What is half of 68? That is 34. And what is half of 34? That is 17. Therefore, 17 is 68% of 25. Another, 93% of 25. What is half of 93? Half of 93 is 46.5. And what is half of 46.5? Half of 46 is 23. Half of 0.5 is 0.25. Thus, 93% of 25 is 23.25%. How about if the ra- uh, the rates the rates have decimal parts? Okay, just like 17.4% of 25, 46.8% of 25, and another 65.7% of 25. So same process, we're going to get the half of the half. Okay, or 1/4, 25%. So what is half of 17.4? So half of 17.4, that is half of 17, that is 8.5, and half of 0.4, that is 0.2. So you have 8.5 and 0.2, so 8.7. Now get the half of 8.7, which is half of 8 is 4. Half of 0.7, again, consider the decimal part as a whole number in order to get the quotient easily. So 70, what is half of 70? That is 35. Therefore, that is 0.35. So 17.4% of 25 is 4.35. Same process. What is half of 46.8? Okay, so 46.8% of 25. What is half of 46.8? That is 23.4. Now get the half of 23.4. That is, what is half of 23? that is 11, 11.5, and half of zero point 0.4 is zero point 0.2. So you have 11.5 and zero point 0.2, that's 11.7. That is 46.8% of 25. Another 65.7% of 25. What is half of 65.7? Half of 65, that is 32.5, and half of 7 or 70, half of 70, that is 35. So you have 0.35. 32.5 and 0.35, that is 32.85. Now get the half of 32.85. Half of 32 is 16, and half of 0.85, so let us consider it 0.85 as a whole number, which is 85. What is half of 85? That is 42.5. Okay, so 42.5 or 0.425. Now we have 16 plus 0.425. That's 65.7% of 25 is 16.425. Okay, so that is how to compute any percentages of 25 without the use of calculator. Now how about for 75? Okay, just like 8% of 75, 13% of 75, 37% of 75. Okay, right. So we know that 75 is 1/4 or 25% higher than 50. So we're going to apply the previous process. It means that we're going to find the half of the rate, and then we're going to compute also the half of the half, or the 25%, and then added to the 50% of the rate. Okay, so that is 50% plus 25%. One half plus 1/4, that is 75%. Now to get the any percentages of 75, so we're going to get the half plus the half of the half plus the 25%. Just like 8% of 75, what is half of 8? That is 4. And what is half of 4? That is 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Therefore, 8% of 75 is 6. 13% of 75. What is half of 13? That is 6.5. And what is half of 6.5? That is 3.25. Now add 6.5 and 3.25. You will get 9.75. Therefore, 13% of 75 is 9.75. 37% of 75. Half of 37, that is 18.5. And what is half of 18.5? That is 9.25. So 9.25 plus 18.5, you will get, what is the answer? So you will get 27.75. Okay, and that is 37% of 75, which is 27.75. Okay, now let's have another set of percentages of 75. 53% of 75, 78% of 75, and 85% of 75. Same process. We're going to compute the half of 53, which is 26.5. And what is half of 26.5? That is 13.25 plus 26.5. So you have 5. So 0.5 plus 0.25, that is 0.75. 3 plus 6, that is 9. 2 plus 1, that is 3. That is 39.75 is the 53% of 75. Now for the 78% of 75, what is the half of 78? That is 39. And what is half of 39? That is 19.5. Now we're going to add 19.5 and 39. Okay, so you have 0.5, 9, and 9, that is 18, carry 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 3, that is 5, or 58.5. 58.5 is 78% of 75. Now about for the 85% of 75. So 85, half of 85 is 42.5, and half of 42.5 is 21.25. Now we're going to add the results. 42.5 plus 21.25 which is 63.75. Now let's have another set. Last set for the any percentages of 75. 32.5% of 75, 68.9% of 75, and 65.7% of 75. Same process. Let's compute for the half of 32.5, that is 16.25, and the half of 16.25, that is 8.125. Since 0.25, that is half of 25, let us consider the decimal part as a whole number. So 25.25 or 25 divided by 2, that is 12.5 or 0.125. Okay, add 16.25 and 8.125, you will get 24.375. Thus, the 32.5% of 75 is 24.375. Another 68.9% of 75. So half of 68.9 is 34.45. And what is half of 34.45? That is 17. And half of 0.45, that is 22.5. That is 17.225. Okay, so 45 divided by 2 is 22.5 or 0.225. 17.225 plus 34.45, you will get 51.67675. So that is the 68.9% of 75. For the 67.7% of 75, same process. Half of 65.7, that is 32.85. Since half of 65 is 32.5, half of zero point 0.7 or 70, that is 35. So you have 0.35 and 0.5, that is 0.85. And what is half of 32.85? So half of 32.85 is 16.425, since half of 85 is 42.5 or 0.425. Now add 32.85 and 16.425, you will get 49.275. Okay, so that's all mga ka-insights for this video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So see you in my next video. Thank you and bye bye. God bless.